All right, welcome back, North Texas. Thanks for joining us this weekend. What we want to do now is we want to kick the year off with a bang. So I just want to, I'm going to brag on my partner here a little bit. We did some analysis. We looked back at what he did in 2025. We found that this guy right here, adhering to the program and doing everything right, he has helped veterans recover hundreds of thousands of dollars. The number is actually $1.2 million in benefits annually. It's amazing. So everything that we're going to describe to you, not only have we a background in it, we understand it, but we believe in it and we've done it for veterans. So you can second guess us if you want to, but you're doing it from the sidelines. We're in the trenches here. So let me just tell you this up front. The VFW National, we were both present when the vote happened on the floor in Columbus, Ohio. They changed the name of the Veteran Service Officer at the Post to Benefits Advisor. There are two VSOs in the state of Texas that we work with, one in Waco and one down in Houston area, but they are accredited. If you go to a post and you ask to talk to somebody to help do your VA claim, you're asking for a benefits advisor. That the post level has the benefits advisor. So that being the setup, Tim Qualls, take it away.
Okay. And we're talking about filing your claim, get to a VFW post so you can file a claim. So you want to find your local VFW post, obviously. You can Google that and find out who's close to you. So now that you know the difference between an accredited service officer, your benefits advisor, I work with the accredited service officer to assist veterans like yourselves in getting everything that's coming to you, what you've earned through your service. We all know we came in the military, we got broken in the military, so it's your money. That's the myth. I'm okay, I'm not bad, I'm fine.
It's your money.
We've gone through this. It's your money. It's set aside for you by the VA the minute you raise your right hand and take that oath that we all took. So it's your money. If you never claim it, it's your money. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, it's your money.
Go to your nearest VFW post. Ask specifically to talk to the VFW Post Benefits Advisor, which at this post, that's me. And you do not need to be a VFW member to come in here and talk to me. You just need to be a veteran. And so we are here to help you absolutely. Well, I'm not going to jump in. So, so we're here to help you. Go find one. Number two.
$1.2 million. That's how much he helped veterans recover. We were stunned by the number, I can tell you that right now. Now look, after you work with your benefit advisor, they help you fill out the proper VA forms. There's actually 2 or 3, depending upon how we approach the problem. Once you do that, then you're going to actually schedule an appointment to talk to your VSO. Now many posts have walk-in appointments. I want to tell you right now, calling and scheduling that is best. You want to use the VFW because guess what? We cost $0. Now on a scale of 1 penny to $1, we cost 0 along that. We take none of your money. And I'm telling you right now, because this is not a little thing, some of the money that Tim has helped recover people has been life-changing. We have testimonials. Exoribus.com has 2 testimonials of veterans that he's assisted. He gets $0. This is done because this is the right thing to do to take care of veterans. If you're using a system that's taking your money, I apologize. Listen, before we go any further, make sure that you like and subscribe to this video. Hit the notification bell so you never miss when we upload a thing. But do not pay to do your initial filing.
Never. So what do you do? What do you need to do to come see me? I'm going to tell you, hey, let's sit down on Thursday, whatever. Let's talk at 9:30, 10 o'clock, whatever. Bring me what you can. Bring me your DD-214. If you got any medical records when you got out, list the conditions that you think you have. But guess what? I work with one of the best VSOs in the world, accredited VSOs down in Waco. And he's going to pull things out of you didn't even know was wrong with you. Not lying, he's just going to ask you questions, and based on the answers to those questions, he's going to say, oh, well, I didn't know I could file for that. You're going to be shocked at what's going on here. Trust me, who he's just talking about was a Vietnam veteran that had given up on the system, and he's now happy that he continued with the process. And we're elated that we can just be that kind of a part of that. And so for the comments that, we're part of the problem or we don't know what we're talking about, I witnessed it.
Yep.
Veteran after veteran after veteran. And you can say what you want, but I've seen
they're
it.
cashing
I've seen it.
checks.
They're
You're commenting below, and they're cashing
They're
checks.
cashing the check.
So there you go.
That's up to y'all. But get any doctor statements that you have that can constitute as a nexus letter, which connects your condition to your time in service. So that's what a nexus letter is. Any buddy statements, if you're still friends with people or have buddies that you stayed in contact with, that you were in whatever situation you were in when you became injured or you got an injury, if they can corroborate that story, that's sometimes stronger than a doctor's statement. So any buddy statements that you can get, say, yep, I saw Joe Blow fall off of a deuce and a half, which is not even a term anymore. That's aging me. But anyway, and he twisted his ankle or his knee. Now you have arthritis. These are all the kind of things. Any kind of other records, dependent information, marriage information, those will come along at some point. So just have that kind of stuff available. And then anytime you start a claim, make sure you start a file for that individual claim. So don't worry if you're missing something, one of those items, because we can still take care of this. We can still do this, as we showed this veteran here, the latest one that we keep talking about. Anyway, the VSO can do your claim. The accredited one, myself, we can do what we need to do without you having all that documentation. Number 4.
All right, listen, then you're going to meet with the VSO. Now, when you meet with the VSO, he's going to review your service. Make sure that, you actually swore in, reported to basic training, and then review your medical history from that day on, because your in-processing screening at METS establishes your framework for who you are, and then all the damage on the other side of that is related to military service. Then he's going to help identify the claimable condition. This is what Tim talked about with the Nexus Letter. Tie your military service to your industry. And then he's going to decide whether to file a new claim, to ask for one that's already, you already have one, to increase that particular rating, or to add a secondary claim, appeal one, or then put in a supplemental claim. Ensure the claims on the wording are correct. This means a lot. This is why you come into a VFW. This is why you talk to a benefits advisor officer and then work with an accredited VSO, because the wording matters on your statement. Remember what we're saying. You're commenting below because it didn't work for you, and the veterans we work with are cashing checks. So we should probably make that our mantra.
That should be a T-shirt. That's a good T-shirt. That's a good T-shirt. So anyway, so what do you do when you come see me? So there's a couple of forms that I do. I'm going to talk about one of them here. One of them is you're going to be signing. It's a VA Form 2122, which is basically just a power of attorney. That's appointing the VFW as your service representative, and it's saying you're giving them authorization to submit your claim for that accredited. I can't do this, but the accredited service officer is able to actually go into the VA system and look at your claim. So when you're talking to them over the phone, because you can do this over the phone, over email, you're talking to them, they're actually looking at your file. And they can talk to you apples versus apples instead of apples and oranges, So it's real time, it's real talk, and they can say, oh, this didn't go through because of this. When you have questions about things, that's what we're here for. That's what they're there for, is to answer those questions. Once they submit your claim, then it's their responsibility to track that claim. So they're going to track it through the system and make sure it continues to move down the line and it doesn't get clogged up somewhere. And if it does, then they're going to know by looking at your record, what's the holdup, what's the problem, so they can come back and tell you, oh, we need to get this, this, and this, and I'll get it moving again. So I can tell you the average time is what, 47 days or whatever it is.
We say it's 3 to 4 months.
That's kind of average right now.
Make sure in your head, this is our analogy. It took you 9 weeks to get through your boot camp or your basic training or your initial entry training, and then 16 weeks for your individual technical school, give us at least that long to get your VA packet done.
Yep.
It took you that long to become a soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine, or guardian. Give us that long to do your paperwork,
Yep.
and you'll be surprised.
Yeah, my last thing was to make sure or it allows that power of attorney. What else does it do? It allows that accredited service rep to communicate with the Department of the VA, basically, to say, why isn't John Smith's stuff moving? What's going on? What's wrong? Why aren't you moving it? Get it going. So you have somebody watching your back. They're watching your six, so they're taking care of you. So number 6.
This is pretty quick. After the packet has been submitted by the VSO, the one we use in Waco, the accredited one, you're going to get a confirmation date. Now, this is where there are a couple of folks that will have you fill out a form, like, I have an intent to file. Let's say you file today for your intent to file, but they don't complete your packet for submission for adjudication or looking over your claim for 2 or 3 months. They're going to pay you back to today. So you will get notified. So it's the VA. They're going to generate 50,000 pieces of paperwork. It's going to be updated in your phone app. You're going to get a formal letter in the mail, and you're going to receive an email that today is your effective date, and that is the protected date of when you were filed.
Yep. That's the second form that I have you do. It's a 210966. That's the intent to file.
Okay.
It gives you a year to file your claim after you do that, but it locks in your back pay date. So that's
your
why
effective
those are
date.
the
that establishes, like when you start getting these emails and mailings back, look at the effective date because that's what they're going to pay you back to.
Yep, exactly. So
number 7.
Yep, attending all your VA,
all
of your CNP, compensation and pension exams. That's what CNPs, you're going to hear them referred to as CNPs. I know there's a big thing out there now, the Secretary of Defense, that we're not doing CNP exams anymore. But until they stop that, you're going to get CNP exams. So maybe they will, maybe they won't, maybe they have, maybe
if
they
they
haven't.
scheduled you
if they
one,
schedule you for one,
go to it.
Yeah. So if you get a call, I recently filed to upgrade my claim. So that's exactly the call I got. Hey, I'm calling you to schedule your 2 CMP exams, okay? They're going to schedule it on your schedule. So if you're doing the schedule, there's no reason you can't make the meeting. If you miss those, you run the risk of being kicked out of the system and losing the progress that you've made.
You got to start over.
Yeah. So don't miss any CMP exams. They're critical to getting your rating. And then between myself and my accredited partner in Waco, we will be explaining to you what to expect on these CMP exams, what they mean, what they're for, and that kind of stuff. Number 8.
All right, listen, Tim alluded to this earlier, but this is a big one. The key to the VFW assisting you is that they're going to track your claim. Now, when you pull up the phone app for the Global War on Terrorism Generation, when you pull up the phone app, there's a folder that has where your packet's at, whose desk it's moved between or whatever. And it's just a general statement. All right, your packet's in review, your packet's collecting information. If you work with a VFW, you work with our accredited VSO in Waco, they can go in, they can check status. They can upload additional information if it gets frustrated rather than having to go all the way back to the beginning. They can help to respond to the VA requests. So the VA says, hey, we need more information on this. They can actually help you prepare the response rather than you having to scramble and make that response yourself. You can get assistance with how to respond. Number 9.
Okay. And then, you get a lot of people say, you can file this claim on your own. You can, absolutely, 100%.
Yes, you can
file your own claim.
Or
I'm just telling you,
check.
I did that. My very first claim, it took 2 years to get it through. The second time I filed to upgrade, I went through a VSO and I had a rating only because it was Christmas time. I filed in October, I was 100% by February. So I'm just telling you, having somebody watch your back is much easier than you trying to do it on your own, especially if you are new to the VA system, you have no idea. I can't tell you how frustrating the VA system is. People who have been in it know. So if you were going to also, using this VSO, you're also going to get help if the decision is wrong. Or let's say it comes back and you don't like it, if I was denied, or what the heck does deferred mean? you can get answers to these questions through people like me or the accredited VSO. What do we do? Which appeal do I do? There's 3 different types of appeals. Which one is best for me? What should I do? Those are the kind of questions that a VSO is there to help you out with. So they'll help you with supplemental claims. They'll help you with higher level reviews, with board reviews. Deadlines matter. If you don't meet the deadline on filing an appeal, whichever appeal you decide to go with,
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because you're starting from scratch. So meet your deadlines. And then,
so why pick a VFW to help you with your VA claim? It's that simple. First, we're free. We work with accredited representation. We have experience with the VA rules and the medical language. You're going to get ongoing help, not just with the filing. It's a great thing. Like, we're building our culture here. Relationships matter. And then you get strong support for your appeals. This is not a tiny thing that you're getting. You're not doing it alone by yourself in the dark. So, go ahead.
Let me just do a few tips here. Always be honest. Nobody's ever going to tell you to lie about your symptoms or anything else, but be honest, but be very detailed. As military members, we're told to suck it up, get a straw, suck it up, walk it off, do whatever. I'm telling you, you got to lose that mentality, and you've got to be honest about when a CMP exam, when they say, hey, so what are your symptoms? I'll take 2 Tylenol and I'm good. They don't want to know that. They want to know what it does to affect your day-to-day living. You
Mental
have to
health,
be honest.
Relationships, all that stuff.
Yeah. So you got to be detailed. Okay, it hurts somewhere, in here. It hurts right here. You have to tell them exactly, because they can't make a rating determination without knowing specifically how much and what part of your body is injured and what's going on with you. Don't minimize your pain or limitations. That's all I'm saying. File secondary conditions if they apply. So like if you have a knee injury and then you have arthritis in that knee, that's secondary to the knee injury. So these are all things that would be explained by this accredited VSO that you may not be aware of. The only time I fell snow skiing and broke my arm, but I was on leave. Doesn't matter. You're still on active duty. That's a claimable injury. So anyway, and always, you already heard this, keep copies of everything.
Yep.
And do them on your individual claims, so then you'll have your own files of each claim that you started. So that's our spiel.
Yep, that's it. Listen, if you're ready to stand with us, you're ready to stand with your fellow veterans and make your voice heard, join the Veterans of Foreign War, North Texas. We got a lot going on. We hold a gaming tournament, one of a kind in the country, in this phenomenal esports suite every second Saturday on these awesome gaming PCs. Join us. You guys are going to have a blast. We're also working with the Denton Independent School District to create an opportunity for an upcoming gaming tournament that's giving shot to students in the Denton ISD, a esports scholarship at the Division I level. There's 4 colleges that have signed on to this. Check out our rules in the Discord page below, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Second semester 11th graders and all 12th graders, come in, play video games with us. There are 4 different video games that colleges use. Again, it's in the Discord, the rules and instructions in the Discord, and then come out and check us out. You could come in here, you can sit at one of these machines, and then next year, or when you matriculate to college, you could be going to a Division I school on an esports scholarship paid for by the school you're attending because you came in here and played video games on our machines. I'm telling you, once in a lifetime opportunity, you got to take advantage, or just take your shot, see if you're good enough. So.
Yep, that's our Esports Combine.
Yep, it's our Esports Combine for high school students. Absolutely.
Exactly. So come see us. And be sure, if you haven't filed or you haven't put your wife onto DEERS, or you're not married to the same spouse as when you were on active duty, we keep telling our folks in the post here, make sure your current spouse is enrolled in DEERS if you are already rated.
Yes.
That's vital and important. I cannot help that
Maybe we
widow.
should do a video about that.
We should. We can't help that widow if you don't help her. So help us, help you.
All right.
That's our spiel to you. See you next video. Till
Happy New
then,
Year.
Happy New Year.